The following program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Welcome to Beyond the Limit. Today's show is focused on an inspiring event that is dedicated to empowering persons with disabilities through cutting-edge assistive technology. Today, we dive into the unique trends and innovations that are transforming lives.
Hello, my name is Mohamed. I'm from Tunisia. I'm the CEO and founder of Cure Bionics. We are a medical technology company and robotics also. Our first focus was people with limb differences, and we developed bionic and cosmetic prosthetics.
My name is Douglas Oninchan. I am an artificial intelligence engineer and machine learning engineer from Uganda, Kampala. I made Uganda's very fast helicopter and flew it myself. I'm also the maker of the Sidonia electric car, which is self-charging. And here at the AT Village today, we present the iBirates, which is a visual aid device that allows the blind people to literally see.
Okay, hello everybody, I'm called Atish, I'm from Tanzania. I have a company called Rover Labs, and we specialize in making 3D printed prosthetic and orthotic devices. And among the products we make are insoles. So we have these insoles that are made for people having flat foot, people having diabetes, people having pronation, supination of their feet. The uniqueness of us, what sets us apart from the traditional ways of manufacturing these devices is that we do 3D scanning. So we don't need a workshop that that's big, that gets messy. We need a scanning machine, and once we scan the limb, we 3D design, we 3D model it on a software, we 3D print it. So we do the insoles, we also do ankle foot orthotic devices and SMOs, we do hand splints, we do wrist splints, we do braces for scoliosis, and our flagship product is this hand. It's a bionic hand for upper limb amputees, which is brain control. So most of this is 3D printed. It is made locally in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. We import a few components, including the circuit boards, the sensors, and the batteries. And it's a very simple one and quite affordable compared to the hands that are available in the Western countries.
Hello, my name is Hudson Asiema, and this is my sign name. I'm from Kenya. I'm wearing a black polo t-shirt from a company called Def Elimo Banking with an orange color and hand signing bank in gray color. I am the founder Def Elimo Plus and also a software developer. As we showcase the innovation, I'm going to showcase Def Elimo Banking, which we have partnered with KFD. They sponsored this development so that we can come up with innovation on training the tellers or bank staff learning sign language so they can help the staff to understand and support the deaf client. Most of the time, a client deaf would come and they are busy. They do not know how to communicate with them, or rather to give them direction. So they also have the resources that need privacy. And that is why we had to come up with words, or a dictionary rather, for a bank. This is where also a deaf can learn the new words from the banking community. Also, they can learn how to take loans, and also they can be able to explain to the teller. This means that whenever they're doing explanation of the app. Thank you.
How then do they ensure that these assistive technologies are accessible and affordable?
The price is relative in the end of the day. So the current price in the market are around 9,000 or 10,000 US dollars. We're trying to offer that starting from 4,000 US dollars, which is about half of the price, I guess. And that is very competitive. In the future, we'll try to optimize more and more. And yeah.
Unfortunately, for the Kenyan market, no, not very accessible because it's the first time they're getting to know about iBirates. But to Ugandan PWDs, the Blind Society, they already have an idea what the iBirates is. We have people in Kampala using the iBirates, and it works amazing for them. Unfortunately, technology, especially artificial intelligence embedded devices, are not so cheap. The production cost is not as easy. So the device like this one right now is going for $500 as a start, and then if we customize it fully for you, for a specific user, so we have to, depending on what customization we're doing, the price goes up. So I know that $500 is not as easy to collect as we would want it to be, but also because we need to keep in the market, we need to keep producing more copies to make them accessible to other users. That's why we charge that.
Well, you see, the thing is that we are based in the city. So when people, when stakeholders who cater for these for disabled people come, from the remote communities, when they come here, they get to know, what we do, and then they have our contacts, and once they need anything, they can contact us. So part of what this event has done has also made accessibility easier by connecting people having needs to people having the products.
People have embraced this app because when a deaf person or a deaf client comes to the teller, now they are able to understand. They try to do the basic signs that they have learned from the app. So you will see that normally the deaf clients always come to the bank, and now because they've realized someone can understand their language, now they are able to understand. This means that the bank has inclusivity. Then they were using another mechanism of communication like writing to one another, but for the deaf community, they do not understand the English that much, and so it's easier for them to use sign language. Also, when you're trying to use the live transcribed, so using sign language, it's very much easier.
How can we promote awareness and understanding on the importance of digital accessibility?
Okay, so basically we're trying to show the benefits of the product and how it will change people's lives instead of just talking about it in general. So we talk about the grips people can use, the tasks they can perform, the look they can have, the confidence they can get. So we talk more about practical and constructive output more than of just describing it as a bionic prosthetic hand.
I mean, this kind of event is what I would recommend for I actually recommend that we have this kind of events more often, because it allows the PWDs to get to know what's on the market, what innovation is coming up for them. So, and also it helps us, the designers of tools, to interact with PWDs of all ranges, so that we get their opinions about the things we design for them. Because myself, I'm not blind. So I'm building something for a blind person. I need their opinion on how my device works. And it's from their opinion of how my device works that I'm able to optimize it to work better for them. So this is crucial for both us, the designers, and they, the users.
A lot of stakeholders have come to this event, people we did not know exist in this space. And what this has led to is robust networking. So now we know who is in the space, we know the investors, we know the technical people, and this networking will be used for future collaborations, which will make our products better and more accessible to the people needing them.
What are the key challenges faced by PWDs in accessing and using digital technology?
So the first challenge was there is no any product locally made in Africa and Middle East. So we only get it imported from other countries. So to repair it, it takes time. It's very expensive. Also, the features are limited. The control is not very intuitive. The weight is too it's let's say heavyweight, and we tried to build the first prosthetic that is locally, let's say locally African, and also competitive in terms of performance, quality, but also certified as the European and the American products.
Okay, so the number one challenge, first of all, is awareness. People with disability do not know that these products exist. So if they know these products exist, then they can take steps or measures to access them. Okay, number two is the cost. Okay, so the cost is a major barrier to who can access these products. Products are so compared to a hand that is sold in a Western country, our products are 40 times cheaper because they are made locally, they are designed locally, and they are made for the local population using materials that are available locally.
We're going for a short break and we'll be back with much more.
So my name is George Otieno from the Action Foundation. At the Action Foundation, we champion for inclusion, and our target area is informal settlements that are within Nairobi, majorly with the target beneficiary being children, adolescent girls, and women with disability. I'm very happy to be present in this innovation village. Most we've been here for the 3 weeks, and what we've come to showcase here as the Action Foundation is the Somesha Story app. We as an organization, we did our study in the informal settlements within the 21 partner schools that we partner with, and we realized that there was a big challenge for children with disability actually in those early years transitioning to upper classes. They had a challenge in the academic work. Their performance were low simply because they had poor foundational literacy. So as an organization, to bridge this gap, we decided to come up with an app where we have the stories. This app is available in the App Store and anyone can download it. Within the app, we have come up with a lot of stories made from the locally available materials and more so from the teachers, so that they can resonate well with the learners. Because if a learner sees their teacher participating in one of these activities, they get thrilled and they feel at home. The second thing is that this app can be downloaded and can be used at home, because we have said that we are working with person within the informal settlement where the internet connection is very low. So we have an aptitude to allow them to download the app and use these stories back at home. So the app is readily available in the App Store. You can go there and download it. For example, if you go to the App Store and download, this is how it looks like. So if you open it up, you will find stories. So for example, if you pick on this, there is a section where you can download it, and then the second part, written play, this one is now to help those with visual impairment to follow up the stories, because there is a voice that helps them in reading the story. So there are so many stories from different areas, and at the bottom of it there are now questions that are made out of those stories. So out of that, we have really seen a lot of improvement in the learners, because when it comes to interaction time, they hear that they are going to the computer lab, most of them rush to that place because learning has been made simple, interesting, and affordable to most of them, vis-a-vis during the time that they had to depend on the books, which were not even readily available for them. So this is now the Action Foundation. This is one of the activities that we do, but generally we try to create inclusive and resilient environment for children, adolescent girls, and women to thrive. Other interventions that we do, we have child health and development, where we offer therapy services, that is occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physiotherapy. We also offer nutritional service for these caregivers. We also do the psychosocial support for the caregivers. And now that we are partnering with the government, we also have a section for the outreaches. For example, if you go to Soweto, Kayole Soweto, we partnered with the government and we have now operationalized some of the rehabilitative services. Because in Kenya, most of the rehab services take place in level 5 and level 6 hospital. So as an organization, we are trying to partner with government so that we can centralize rehab services into level 1 and level 2 hospitals in our counties. Secondly, we have a second intervention called inclusive early childhood education. In this place, we have 4 projects. Number 1, we offer scholarship for children. Why children? We believe in the field of disability that if we go for early identification, there will be easy early remediation. Therefore, we direct our synergy into early elementary years. The second project under Somesha intervention is what we call teacher professional development. We capacity build the teachers so that they can be able to support learners with disability. If we look it back into, for example, our constitution under the Article 53, sub-article B1 says that we need to give children opportunity to go to school, not special schools, but schools that are nearer to their homes. That is why we envision to capacity build the teachers so that they will be able to support learners. The third intervention, we look into what we call the in-school support. If we look at the personnel level, what about the infrastructure? So if the infrastructure is not conducive enough to support inclusion, learning will not take place. So we envision to ensure that learning environment is conducive. For example, we look into the ramps, the level of the classes, the furniture that these children uses, and the toilets. Do they resonate well with the disability world? The third is this app that we came up with under the project called Literacy and Promoting Literacy and Language Development Among Learners. This app has been developed so that it can help learners to interact and understand language at that early age, as we discussed earlier. And then lastly, we developed a toolkit called Promoting Home-Based Learning. If you look at the policy paper of 2018, there is a section that talks about promoting home-based learning. So as a point of that, we have developed this toolkit and we are currently piloting it in Nairobi, Kajiado and Machakos. We want to see how the parents can interact with their children, more so those children who will not be able to go to school simply because of their condition, the severity of their condition. And then lastly, the last intervention is what we call in Kiswahili Ibuka. In English it is called Adolescent Girl and Women Empowerment. This is where we try to change the attitude of girls in high school just to change and adopt the science-related subjects. That is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, using the robotic toolkit. On the other way, we have the legal aids. For example, we provide the dignitary kits for girls in school just to promote their education. And lastly, we work on the legal aid perspective. For example, if the GBV takes place in the villages, you realize that the people who are most hit are people with disability. So through this project, we empower them so that they can be their own agency to advocate for their own justice and life. So in general, that is what we do at Action Foundation.
We're here with the Director Inclusive Africa Conference 2024, who has been instrumental in organizing this incredible event.
My name is Irene Barry Kirika, and I'm the founder and the executive director of Enable. And at Enable, we empower youth with disabilities across the continent through technology. Just a brief description of myself. I am brown and with short hair on one side, long hair on one side, and I'm wearing black. So the Inclusive Africa Conference is a Pan-African conference that brings together delegates. This includes governments, private sector, and youth with disabilities from across the continent to discuss two issues. One is disability, and another one is digital accessibility, meaning digital inclusion for persons with disabilities. Those are very critical conversations, and we need to make sure that we are constantly coming together to discuss what solutions we can come up with to bridge the digital divide. So the 5th Inclusive Africa Conference is slightly different in the type of content we are covering. Some sessions that we never had last year were like gender-based violence. sexual reproductive health, and many others. But I think the difference is that this time, 90% of the sessions that you see were actually suggested by participants from last year. So, and it's the same thing we'll do. We'll speak to participants again, look at the feedback, and again curate new sessions for next year. So, and that's why you see some of them are really connected to the ongoing sessions this year. What I love about the 5th Inclusive Africa Conference so far is, one, the involvement of government. I think we've seen multiple governments from different countries, from Zambia, from Malawi, from Senegal, from Nigeria, getting involved and sharing some of the projects they're currently working on as a government. Number two, I love the involvement of private sector, especially when they're talking about the gap in skilling. They have youth with disabilities who are graduating, and the jobs they're offering, there's a complete mismatch with the skills. So that's something we need to address. I also love the presence of innovators from across Africa who are really showing us some of the innovations they've come up with over the years with very limited resources. All in what they're trying to do is solve African problems. So just to see the 20 innovators who are here, who are showcasing their products, and to see the diversity of products from multiple African countries is amazing. The last thing for me is just the involvement of youth. I keep saying that you invest in youth with disabilities today, you're investing in the future of disability, because Africa is a very young continent. Thank you. Digital accessibility is very, very important, because if you look at Africa as a continent, we are using technology to solve African challenges. We are coming up with technological solutions in everything that we are doing, whether it's financial services, whether it's healthcare, whether it's education, employment, we are using technology. The problem is that most of this technology is not inclusive to people with disabilities, because it wasn't designed with them in mind. If you don't understand my requirements, what my needs are, you can't design for me. And that's why digital accessibility is really simple. And all it means, digital accessibility simply means that persons with disabilities should be able to access the same information, just like everybody else. It doesn't matter which device they use or which assistive tech they use. All they're asking is, if it's a mobile money application, can I be able to log in by myself? Can I transfer money by myself? I don't need to get help from anyone because I'm blind. So those are some of the things we're trying to address with digital accessibility. And this begins from websites, mobile money applications, intranet for companies, where you find sometimes employees can't even request for a day off independently. They have to get someone else to help them because the application is not accessible. So when I think about the continent as a whole, as we embrace technology as the main tool for delivering products and services, we need to understand that there's 15% of the 1.4 billion population that's not able to access those services. But there is a way to bring them together by making sure that our products are designed with them in mind. So if you want to support Enable, the best way to reach us is go on our website and go on the contact us page and send us a message, and we'll definitely get back to you, and we can have a discussion about how we can collaborate. We are open to collaborations.
Today's event has been a showcase of hope and progress. As we have seen, assistive technology is more than just devices. It is about changing lives, fostering independence, and building a more inclusive future. Thank you for watching Beyond the Limit. Together, we are pushing boundaries and redefining what's possible.